My name is Sherry. I was born Sherry St. Clair McDowell in 1965. I made my home in Louisville, Kentucky. I had a charmed childhood, a very happy, sheltered childhood growing up in Portland in a little cul-de-sac that is now a historical site. If you look in Wikipedia, they found all sorts of ancient Indian relics and things there where I grew up. Right there, right where the flood wall is. I go over the flood wall. There I was at this beautiful river. And I grew up in my school at Portland Elementary was the oldest school in this state, I've heard. I grew up, I was very blessed to be sheltered in the past. I never had anything to do with government. I never cared to know about government. I just thought if I never broke the law and I paid my taxes, I would never ever know anyone in government. I had no idea when I moved on Hobbs Station Road for just a short time after I met my husband in the house where he used to live with his first wife before she left town and left the kids. And she'd only come back to visit a Secret Service agent that lived on that street, Alex DeSico, who was Jenna Bush's bodyguard. He sent his daughter down to a party I threw, and his wife was asking every week, 2 or 3 times a week, if Justin could come play, and I always said yes. I was very naive. I didn't know Bob's ex, Sarah Dyer, Alex DeSico, thought they saw something in me. They wanted to kill. They said I was an angel. They said I had a white aura. Well, I was in one of the machines twice. One was at a fair, and my aura was always white. And it had a little pink. But even when I had it done the second time, several years later, it was still white. So then I get invited to a conference through someone, Dark Knight, John saw, my writers' conference. All the people were there. And I was just going to publishing sites only. In cyber world, I never went anywhere else the first year or two. Only was dedicated to writing. Before I got the invite, I noticed they put my work in several movies. So I know now why what they're doing to kill me. Last night I went to Robbie Robinson's page that he made just for like cyber church, and I felt the Holy Spirit so close to me. I felt whatever they're trying to invade me with that hasn't invaded, had no power. Instantly, someone came, a neighbor. They showed me a picture of like Troy's Wrecker Service, my driveway that leads across the street. They'd taken it from his front yard. I don't know if it was him or who, but they took it from his business up my driveway to my house. And as soon as I felt the Holy Spirit and I was online and I was at the Sky site, they started giving me stinging chest pains. Then they said they were going to kill me. Last night, I know what they're doing. I couldn't breathe. And every time I took my oxygen, it was actually 83. So I had my husband, who's a doctor, come in and look. He goes, this isn't good. I don't like this. This isn't good. You know, I said, they're doing this every night, honey. Every time I take my oxygen now, when they're doing this, the most it's 88. Now, last night it was 83, but the other nights it's 88. And they told me Tava Bretz is giving me a pulmonary embolism with the neighbors, and that Chris Bretz and Justin Bretz were the ones that used their military friends. They're both 7th Division of Special Forces. Bob's estranged kids. They went to the dark side. And they're using their military friends. Well, they killed my father. And I put proof yesterday. So last night they were killing me. And I turned on my phone and I got this message, follow me. You didn't listen. And I'm like, I only follow God. And so they just let me know that their people are in this town are killing me, and they really are killing me. It's only an act of God that I got up, but man, that's why I can't walk in the day. That's why every day they're shutting down my organs. I said a person that has an 83 oxygen level is what it was. It's my oxygen level, 83. See, I measure it with this little thing here. It's used to always be 99, 100. But after they said 2 days before the last election, get out of your house or you're going to be dead. We're going to wipe out your lungs. We're going to blind you. They said both these things. 2 days for the last election, they put a camper across the street, Troy's Wrecker Service, and told me to go live at a campground. That's what they said. At Troy's Wrecker Service, they put a camper. They put a red ball there to symbolize this thing they call it, Stephen King killed it alien. They call it the killer clowns. They put it in my creek and they put it in my tree. They've killed several family members here with the locals on this street and around the corner and in my dad's neighborhood, Stone Post Road. They dress like Goat Man. And I filmed the guy in the creek the other day. I didn't know, he comes there and I asked him what he was doing. Now he says he's a brother of a little girl that used to be at go to my dad's house to play because my parents were always kind to kids' neighborhood. And I didn't know, but he said my parents babysat this little girl a few times. Well, I go there a few times, and my dad and mom would be just babying her. I didn't know they were actually sometimes babysitting her. He said, yes, he said, you used to babysit my little sister. And I'm like, what? But I thought if he considered going over there when she's there and playing with her, babysitting her, I didn't know she had a brother, okay? But he said this. He seemed very kind. He seemed very gifted, very, very gifted. He can look at a picture and know everything about someone. So I had him look at these pictures in my house and said, can you help my deceased loved ones? And he'd look and he knew all about them. He'd say who was blocking his power, who wasn't blocking his power. He looked at Jack Canfield's picture and he said, all this man is about his money. The only thing this man wants is money. He didn't know these people, but he's got this power. He said that he can communicate with the dead. So the person they said they're sending every night to do this is, they says he's able to wake the dead and put the dead in different things. But I know the neighbor out back, I believe, is doing this because ballooning with the energy, the electricity, because they kept coming out from that person's yard and leaving relics at that building out back. Well, when they were trying to kill me last night, they said, follow me. And then they said, you don't listen. And I said, I only follow God. And then they said, well, we have to open the gate. Well, see, they put part of my story, Age of Destruction, I set in Death Valley in the last Ghostbusters movie. They've needed my gift and my psychic and my ability to see into the future through God's heaven to build this stupid hell on earth, this empire. But it was only supposed to be used, and I used it in stories without knowing I had this gift. I thought I was just writing fiction. I thought all my stories would have an ending, that the good people always won and that the devil was defeated. I was always writing them kind of like a Bible in my mind, where good conquered evil. And I thought I was sending a profound message. And so they want this land, they said, they want to do to me and kill me and my husband like the Ghostbuster movie. They said, make us bleed into the land. So on nights they attacked me the hardest, they shut down my Windstream. I call a Windstream and they say someone in the company is breaking a panel and deliberately shutting down our home phone. They shut down my cell phone too. They say, bleed into the rocks. We want you to die as a sacrifice. So last night they were saying they have to open this gate. Well, if you watch the last Ghostbusters movies, you'll see that. A few weeks ago, they sent me Spielberg things and said of Heather O'Rourke, poltergeist stuff. Then these clowns on the computer that call themselves killer clowns said last night, we're coming to your door. They were killing me. But they said, but see, I'm not impressed by Hollywood. I'm not impressed by the devil. And I certainly don't want to know a damn thing about government. But the government people keep wanting me to give them some kind of power. That's all I know. World leaders keep using speeches things I've written online. They'll turn around about God and being good and good over evil. They will use them in speeches as if they've come up with this themselves to try to make humanity fall and believe their bullshit lies. The devil needs people with a gift. They need angels, because the devil could have never got here if he had not lied through deceivers. Those people out there now want me to be a part of their snake den when I was the one that was trying to reform them. I was the one that was trying to get them to listen to God before their planet is annihilated like every other fallen civilization. But I was being used blindly, through blind trust and love, without knowing. And so, I mean, I would leave my land today. It's the only thing that they haven't taken away from me. They've been robbing me for years because they know this gift is powerful. And the serpent wants to feel that he's fighting Christ. So anybody like me who serves Christ as his apostle, he kills because he's afraid. He's afraid of the power that casts him down. And he's afraid of his final finale, his fate, which God will seal, and he will fall. God said yesterday when I was at this online site with Robbie Robinson, and I was praising God, they started hacking and attacking my heart because they knew I was feeling God. I don't know, but I really felt moved, and I really felt protected. And God said instantly when they said, make a deal, and they wanted me to agree to be a sacrifice or something. I laughed in their face because God and Jesus were right here with me. And they said that those imbeciles, and the devil's an imbecile. The Garden of Eden was God's wrath, and nothing can change the power of God. If he can cast the devil out of someplace and make him cry and crawl on his belly, and it says in the Bible, he'll always be beneath our feet, a Christian is a person's feet. He's beneath my feet. If he can do something like that, like he said yesterday, Sherry, Jesus has walked with me. I have seen him. I've seen him here. He has a crown of thorns still around his head. I already died for you. And you owe nothing. Your sin is forgiven. And God just lets me know this is all theatrics to a beast that's a liar. He's a fool and he's dishonest. And he makes stupid people gullible enough to think that their offering will make anything happen. In the grand scheme of things, never. It's just a way for that beast to get idiots to go along with some play that he's made the world a stage. Phony people everywhere. He's the deceiver. He'll never have the power of God. He'll never be powerful in the high heavens. Earth is the fallen. We are below. God gave us a beautiful planet, but we're destroying it. And modernization gave that beast the power to destroy man. The highest heavens and where God is where everything's happening. I follow God.